Hi Aquarius, welcome to my channel. My name is Kem. Today, Aquarius, for your meditative session, you guys got Flamingo Spirit, Embrace the In-Between. Number 26, making an 8. I'm really getting with this card, like, someone needs to take a vacation, someone needs to take a break, right? You know, you only see, I feel like flamingos, you think of like Miami. I don't know if any of you guys are from there, but that's what I'm getting, like Florida. Like, you need to take a break. You need to go somewhere hot. You need to like relax. You need to go into the water. You need to, and I feel like for a lot of you guys, it could also just be some sort of lifestyle change. Like, you actually have to implement this into your everyday, right? Like, it shouldn't just be like when you have a vacation once a year and then that's the only time you're happy. Do you know what I'm saying? It should be like, how can I make my everyday life like a vacation? I know that seems kind of impossible. Like, we have to go to work and we have to cook and clean, so it's just like, how could every day be fun? It most likely cannot be, but I think implementing a 10-minute thing into your day, I know like sometimes you're like too tired to do anything, but like implementing something for yourself every day is a lifestyle change. So I'm trying to say, like, whether it be like every day I'm gonna go for a walk for 10 minutes, every day I'm gonna go sit outside for 10 minutes and be in the sun. I feel like outdoors is more key, right? I feel like people don't get this, but I feel like on vacation, people are happy because they're outside, especially when you go to a tropical or warm climate. Like, the reason people, I think they're like, oh, I'm happy because I'm on vacation, but I feel like when you're on vacation, you rarely spend any time in your room. So if you want to implement more of a vacation, like in your life, I feel like the message is like, go outside, right? Like, you'll always find something outside, whether it's like you just go hang out with your friends outside, you know what I mean? You go to like a cafe or you go eat outside, right? Like, there's just something about being outside. Like, it's better to just, I don't know, if you're spending too much time inside, that's also another thing, like, you're getting, like, you need to go more outdoors. But yeah, that's what I'm getting. Implementing something in your everyday life that you can like do for 10 minutes. And once it becomes like a habit, you're like aces, right? Like, you can do that for life. So like you'll maintain the habit, right? And then you can keep adding onto it, right? So if you did it for 5 minutes every day, then you did it for 10 minutes every day, then you did it for 15 minutes, right? Until you get like an hour of this time in a day where you really learn to enjoy yourself and relax. So that's what I'm getting, Aquarius. Let's pull some cards. So Aquarius, I feel like the guidance for you is that the main thing is like, do not look back, right? Because you're about to do some work on yourself and you're about to do some healing, right? And I think it's very hard for you to do this healing and to go in this approach and like in a new approach, right? And doing things a little differently. Like I was saying, like, add something into your schedule every day that allows you to meditate or allows you to relax, right? That's something new. But once you implement it, it's going to help you so much, right? And I feel like I'm talking to someone who maybe doesn't allow time for like relaxation and a break, right? And the reason that you need that break is because when you're going too fast, you don't see things clear. Like when you're going too fast and you don't take these breaks and you don't, it's a little bit robotic, right? If you keep doing it like that, then you don't ever see what they're trying to send you. And I feel like, again, there's no allowance of healing when you are always on, right? Like on. Like you don't allow yourself any time to stop. And I feel like you're afraid to stop because I feel like you think this healing will be very painful, and I think you think this healing would be very hard for you to do. But what I'm getting with this is like you have to stop. Again, it's like when you go on a vacation, it's like you might realize something about yourself that you didn't know, right? And it's kind of like learning about yourself, right? And see, like you're learning about what it is that you desire. You're learning about what it is that you want every time you take this time or you take this pause, right? And that's so important, right? So you're going to start doing things differently. I think you should start doing things differently, which would be to slow down and to like take a look at, like once you slow down, you're going to start looking at what it is that you desire, right? And you're going to start seeing things very clearly. And you might even want to communicate with someone, right? You might even want to do that. Like there's going to be so many things for every Aquarius is going to be different, but everybody, once they take a pause, is going to want something, right? You're going to want something and you're going to see it clear as day. And that's what they're telling you. When you take a pause, you see things clear as day, right? And I think it gives you anxiety, like your own desires gives you anxiety. Like what you want gives you anxiety because I feel like you don't know how to approach it because again, it's something new. It's something like what you want is something new, right? And I feel like you're kind of, you don't know how to approach what it is that you want. But what I'm getting with this is that if you allow yourself to do things differently and you allow yourself to allow this change, right? So you implement some sort of break in your day for 10 minutes. Once you implement that break, like your message is very clear. Once you implement that break, you're going to see things very clearly. Like right now, you might not know what it is that you want. You might not know where it is you're headed. You're very confused. You're very like busy. Once you take that break, you see everything very clearly. You see what you want in life. You see where you want to head, right? And yes, there is fear tied into this and anxiety because again, it's a new way of doing things. But again, even for some of you, this break is going to also allow some sort of healing, right? This break in the day allows you to kind of rest and heal. It's like you're recharging every time you take this break. And I think it gives you anxiety to take a break, but you need to take a break because once you take the break, you start to see things for what they really are. You start to see things for what's real and what's not real, right? So it kind of feels like someone here is going to take a break and then start seeing things very clearly, and they're going to want to head out, right? They're going to want to go towards their desires because they're going to be very clear on what their desires are. So Aquarius, the main message is so clear. Take a break, right? Because once you do, what you want, your own body is going to scream at you. It's going to tell you what you want. And not what you want to hear maybe, but what you need, what you want, right? What your desires are and how to create that. Like you can start to see things clear, and even some healing might take place during these little breaks that you take. And then once you see everything clearly, you're going to head out. And where I think you're headed out to is where your abundance is. Like we have the abundance cards with the 3 of Cups and the Page of Coins. So again, I feel like you're approaching everything very, very, as a page. And I like that energy because it's new, right? So this is like the brand new start for you, Aquarius. And I feel like you're going to be headed towards celebration, abundance, like happiness when you decide to go in the path that you're wanting to go. So for a lot of you, you're confused if you should move. You're confused if you should, take this job. You're confused if you should go like here or there. Like you're very confused right now what to do at this time. Like you're just like, I don't know, you're all over the place. And they're telling you like, take a break and just like rest for 10 minutes and start imagining your desires. Like you'll start to see them. Your body will tell you what it is that it wants, right? And it all starts with slowing down. So slow down, right? And the whole message is like, do not move fast. Don't move fast. Like, I think your reaction to things is by moving fast. Like how do I explain this? Something happens and you just very quickly react. Like you're living a life of reacting and you're not sitting and making like actual choices with your head clear and purposeful. Do you know what I'm saying? So what I want to say is be very clear. You'll be very clear if you take a break and rest. And I feel like you're going to know where you're going to start going, but you can't look back, because if you look back, right, you get stuck again. So what I would want to say is like, don't look back, Aquarius. You're going to start figuring out where it is that you want to go. And I feel like you're going to you're going to go into that direction, and you're going to be met with reciprocity. But it all starts with being slow. And the key part here, that's all I'm getting. The key part here is to slow down, because that's when you'll see everything. That's when you'll feel everything. And then that's when you start to see the difference between where you're going and where you have been, right? Like the you're sitting in versus the fresh new start that you're headed in, right? That's kind of like when people go on vacation, right? It's like their lives get stuffy, and like some people use vacations as like, you know, medicine for relationships. Like, oh, you know, we'll take a break, and you know, but the problem is still there when you go back home, right? And that's what I feel like you're realizing. It's like the problem isn't me, the problem is where I am. So I have to kind of make that change. And I feel like you're going to head out. Like this has a lot to do with movement. I feel like you're trying to move somewhere, right? Like go somewhere, right? And it's advantageous to you to go in that direction, and you're going to head out. But if you look back, it's harder. Like don't look back. Don't second guess yourself. Like don't do that, because it's like you're going to see very clearly, and then you're going to start second guessing yourself as you get to the end. And then you do the cycle again, and you do the cycle again and again. And it's like, don't look back. Like just go, right? Just go. Don't look back, because then we have to do this all over again, right? If you look back, right? If you look at it too long, if you look at it like, and you start to study it, you're going to turn around. You're going to turn around. Don't look back. Don't study it. Just go towards what you felt. Right? When you did that 10-minute thing a day where you just rested and you were like envisioning your desires, that's where you're supposed to head to. You're not supposed to keep like looking back and being like, no, let me stay where I am, right? You're going to see clearly through the BS and see that it's probably an environmental thing and that you need to move forward. But if you don't, you're going to end up back here again and again and again. So just don't look back, like keep going. Where are you headed? You know what's interesting? It's like everyone has different desires. All of you guys have different desires, but you're doing the same thing, where it's like you're thinking too much about it, right? Just don't think, like this is a 3 of Swords. This is like contemplating, thinking, studying, like, and I feel like this is what leads you into trouble. So it's more about feeling, right? It's more about feeling. It's more about envisioning your desires. Desires is the main card here too. Like there's a lot of main ideas here, and it's mainly your desires, right? Like a page, you're going like a child towards what you desire. It doesn't necessarily have to be studied and mapped out and planned. It just has to be something you go, right? And you execute it as you go along the way. You're very smart. You can do things and, you know, think of things very quickly. You don't have to have like this illustrious plan. Yeah, you're going to head towards your wish fulfillment. We have a Queen of Cups in reverse. We have the 7 of Cups in reverse, and we have the 9 of Cups upright. You're headed towards wish fulfillment, right? You're headed towards wish fulfillment. This could be a person that let you go or you let go in the past. This could just be you, whereas at one point you neglected yourself of something, right? It feels like you neglected yourself of your desires. You're not confused anymore about what you want. This is mainly someone who's just very confused about what it is that they want. Like you're so confused about what it is that you want, and maybe you lost a person in that, and now you're realizing, and maybe even you lost yourself in that confusion. Like you lost yourself, you lost this person. It's both or one or the other. And then now it's like the only way to clear this up is to, again, take a breath. Like everything that I said in this reading, take a pause. Like you need to slow down and then just not look back. So yeah, Aquarius. I don't even want to give you more advice, because I feel like the whole reading was advice, right? It was like a lot of like steps, but I feel like, again, maybe I put it in steps for you because I feel like you would be the type of person to have steps to do things. But the main thing is like, don't look back. It doesn't have to be an illustrious plan. It doesn't have to be something that you have everything like calculated and secure. It could just be more of a free-flowing thing where you just get out of where you are, where you have been. I said where you are. So yeah, you leave the environment that you're in and you go into a new direction, and you're going to meet wish fulfillment in that way, right? You're going to start creating what it is that you desire. You have to hear it first. You have to feel it first, and that's the first step. And the first step is to slow down. So yes, Aquarius, I love you guys. I hope this resonates, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.